Hello to all students. I am Professor Masood Fuzail. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to discuss skin of mammals, including human beings. First of all, we will look at the structure of a human or mammalian skin. So this is the diagram of a mammalian skin. The skin of mammals is composed of three layers. The uppermost layer is known as epidermis. Epidermis contain specialized cells which are known as stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium make up different layers of the epidermis which contain different types of cells. Some mammals, they store keratin protein in the epidermal cells and later become a layer which is known as stratum corneum. Stratum corneum is a layer of dead keratinized cells. This layer of the dead cells make an insulating layer on the surface of the some mammals like rhinoceros, elephant and some other mammals. This stratum corneum protects the organism from dehydration from microorganisms. So it is the first line of defense on the body of some mammals. But this stratum corneum is not present on the surface of human being. The second part of the skin is dermis, which is the middle portion of the skin. This portion, as you can see in the diagram, is a dermis of the skin. This dermis contain different glands like sweat glands and sebaceous glands. It also contains hair follicles through which hair grows. It also contains nerves and neurons and different type of receptors which are located in the dermis region of the skin. Dermis also contains different blood vessels like capillaries and arteries and veins which supply blood to the part of the skin. This part also contains erector pili muscles which are attached with the hair follicle. Underneath the dermis of the skin, there is another layer which is known as hypodermis. Hypodermis is mainly made up of adipose tissue and some muscles, skeletal muscles. Adipose tissue stores lipids and fats which insulate the body of the mammals and also is a source of energy. While on the lower side of the hypodermis, there are skeletal muscles which are attached to the remaining body of the animal. So in this way, this is the overall structure of skin. This skin contains different glands. First of all, as you can see in the blue shade, this is a sudoriferous gland. Sudori means sweat. These are sweat glands which produce sweat, which is for the purpose of thermoregulation. There are also sebaceous glands located just beneath the hair which secrete oil or sebum which protects our skin from microorganisms. Now let's look at some functions of the skin, mammalian skin. The first function of the mammalian skin is thermoregulation. Our skin plays very important role in thermoregulation during winter and summer season. As you can see in summer season, our body temperature is 37 while outside temperature reaches more than 45 degrees centigrade in some regions of the world. And during this process, our body gets overheated. To avoid the overheat and killing of our body cells, our sweat glands present in the skin are stimulated. So these are sudoriferous glands, as you can see here and here. After activation, these glands produce sweat. Sweat is a mixture of water and some minerals which are secreted from the duct through a pore present on our skins, very small tiny pores, and they produce sweat. The sweat bathes our skin and our whole skin becomes wet, and when air evaporates this sweat, evaporation causes cooling and our skin becomes cold. When warm blood of our body reaches to the skin surface with help of capillaries, it also gets cool down and the heat of the blood is dissipated into the environment. So in this way our body regulate the temperature of our body in summer season. During winter season, the blood supply to our skin is reduced by the sphincter present in the capillaries, because the exposed skin in the winter season, because exposed skin is very cold and the blood coming toward the skin can become very cold. So avoid this coldness, our blood supply to the skin is reduced. In this way our skin helps in thermoregulation of body temperature. The second function is the protection from external environment. Our skin plays a first defense mechanism, first defense layer of the body to protect it from different harms from the environment. The first layer, which is known as stratum corneum in some mammals, and in humans the outer layer of the skin protects the inner body parts from microorganism, dehydration, water and other dangers coming into the skin. So in this way our skin helps us from microorganism, water and some other chemicals which can enter and destroy our internal parts of the body. The next function of the skin is the synthesis of vitamin D. It is very important if you want to make strong of your bones and teeth, you need a vitamin D, and vitamin D is also very important for our immune function. First of all, we have to drink a plenty of milk, and then we need sunlight. Sunlight contain ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays when fall on the skin of our body, there is a chemical present in the skin which is converted into vitamin D. This chemical is known as 7-dehydrocholesterol. It is also known as 7-DHC. This vitamin, with the help of ultraviolet chemicals, is converted into vitamin D, and this vitamin D is very important for immune function, proper immune function, for immunity and for the strengthening of our bones and teeth in the body. So this is very important role of the skin. So whenever you get a chance, bask in the sun during the winter and takes little bit sunlight in the summer also, which is very essential for your immune system. The other function of the skin is pigmentation. There are certain melanophores and chromatophores present in the skin of different mammals and humans. Humans contain melanocytes which produce melanin, which is a pigment. The melanin present in the skin can cause the coloration of the skin. The more melanin in the skin, the darker the skin will be. There are some people which do not produce any kind of melanin, so their skin is transparent and you can see the blood capillaries and blood flowing in the tissues of the body. But some people in the world, they have very high melanin composition and they have very dark skin, while in another region of the world the melanin is not too much and not too low, so their skin is like fair or brownish in the color. So melanin produces different types of skin colors around the world. In the same way, different animals, mammals also contain chromatophores which produce different kinds of pigmentation which help them to survive their environment, like camouflage in the jungle, or they also produce some very bright pigments to avoid them or to protect them from their predators. The other function of skin is to produce hair. As you know, the skin also contains hair follicles. Hair follicles get protein, keratin, and store in the follicles which grow hairs. Hair are protective and insulate our body. They are part of exoskeleton of different mammals. Some mammals have more hair, while others, like humans, have very few hairs on their body. Skin also produces nails, claws and hooves. Nails are present in humans on the tips of the fingers, and hooves and claws are present in different other mammals which are also produced by skin with the help of keratin protein, which are also part of exoskeleton and helps in different fields of life. The hair present on the skin also cause goosebumps. Goosebumps are created by erector pili muscle which are located just in the dermis, which are attached to the hair follicle. When erector pili muscles contract, our hair on the surface of the body becomes straight up, and this straightening up of the hair is called goosebumps due to this air traps inside the spaces present between the hair, and air insulates the body against very low temperature. So these goosebumps make an insulation layer of air on the surface of the skin, which prevent the body from heat from escaping into the environment during very cold season. One more function of the skin is it produces pheromones in different mammals. Pheromones are special chemicals which are released from the skin, and they are affect the opposite sex of the mammals, which can be helpful in reproductive cycle. In human skin also produce some oils which is known as sebum. Sebaceous glands are present just beneath the root of the hair. As you can see in this green color diagram, these are sebaceous oil glands which produces sebum. Sebum is an oily secretion which is produced and spread over the surface of the skin, which is protective against microorganisms like viruses, bacteria, fungi, and other chemicals which are going to enter in our body. Some scientists think that the skin does play a excretory role in nature, but we think that there is no excretory role of skin in excretion. If skin is producing sweat, which is also known as perspiration, and sweat production is only for the purpose of thermoregulation, and if we look at the secretion of the sebum which is produced by the skin, sebum is only for the protection against certain microorganisms in the body. So in this way, skin does not play a excretory role in nature or in our body. So in this way, today we have try to understand the concept of skin structure and function. I hope you have understood it. If you do, please like it, subscribe it, and share with your friends. See you in the next lecture. Bye.